So I always get asked, how do I build a most eye plate? Is there a certain mechanism in his eyes? Is there something going on? No, it's not a mechanism. I'll show you exactly how I build his eye plate. So the first thing you're going to need is a piece of plastic. I use cyan plastic that you can get at Walmart or Ace Hardware. It just seems to be a good thing for mouth plates and his eye plate. Now you're going to want to cut out a piece. I usually have a template that I go off of, but I don't know where that is at the moment. So this will have to do. But usually, let's say, I'll make it maybe about an inch and a half. So we'll see how it turns out. Something else I forgot to add, you should always check where the eyes lay on the plate. So see how they lay like right around there. Maybe separate. I usually keep them together to see, because his eyes are pretty close. They're not touching, but they're maybe like less than a centimeter touching. So, but yeah, I usually keep them about this height or this, that close touching, and then we'll draw the plate around that. So now I sort of have a basis for where I want them. I'm going to put 2 little dots also here and here to make sure I know where to drill the holes for the eyes. So now that I have the eye plate all drawn out, I am going to take these edges away. I'm going to curve them. I usually either sand them or curve them with scissors. So in this case, I'm going to use scissors so I can curve these edges, these 4 edges, so it's not so pointy inside the head. So once I have the edges curved, next what we're going to do is drill these holes with a handheld drill, and I'll show you how I do that. Something else I do, so once I have this, is that I also need screws. So I come down here, and I usually have a bunch of different screws and stuff that I can use here. I'll look for some and find them and show you guys. Now when it comes to screws, there's many different kinds of screws you can use. I have a few different sizes here to show you all the size that you could use. Now remember the size of the eyeball, so you don't want something that's going to stick out too far that you could drill in too far and have poking out the other end. But first, we have a bunch of flat heads and a little bit of round heads here and here. This is the main size, sort of going down different variations of screws. If you don't know what types of screws these are, definitely you could take this video to Ace Hardware, and I'll give you this so you can take a still shot. And if you're looking for a certain type of screw, definitely you should use it. Now there are different sizes you can use. These tiny ones, there's the flat ones with no point at the top here. All these different ones, more flat, different sizes, obviously if you look here, different sizes, but they all use basically the same tool. But that being said, like I said, there's, even tinier. I have a bunch of screws, but the screws I'm going to be using today are these ones. So I'm going to use these ones, and yeah. So next I'm going to drill these holes. I have my drill here, and I'll be making these a little smaller, if not the same, for this, so it can actually screw into the board as well. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these screws and use the handy screwdriver here and screw these into the board. So once I have this all done, you can see what it looks like. In length, this is about 3.5 inches this way. So now that these are screwed in, you can see how not symmetrical they are, but once they're put through the head, they'll be symmetrical, and we'll fix that. Next thing I want to do is unscrew these from the board and then screw these into the eyeballs. So once I have the holes drilled inside of the eyeball, as you can see, this one's sort of cooling off. I have to repaint these, but once this is screwed in, I will unscrew it and then screw the screw back into the plate a little bit, just enough so I can get the eyeball on there. And then I'll hold the eyeball and screw this all together, so it goes just like that. So once everything is screwed together, this is what the final product looks like. Of course, I need to do some painting on these again, put a few more coats on them and sand them. I'll also get blacks instead of this blue speckle that I did. If you guys can see that, there we go. So then that's basically how the plate is made. All you do is then you put this through the foam skull and find the placements of where these land, make sure they're close together, and they'll go perfectly on Elmo or any monster that you build. So have fun. Happy building.